recorded from my garage. It's the show that believes a hot dog is 100% a sandwich, but you should never put ketchup on it. It's SPL Live. I'm Anthony Mariona. With me, my partner in crime, T. Watson.
Yeah.
The end of the season, and today's show is going to represent that. To start off with the official end of Season 4, we look at the final standings. Who rises, who falls, and all of this happens after the drop, which we explained in previous videos. Meanwhile, the top 14 trainers are locked into place. What can these trainers prove with a win on Championship Saturday? And finally, not
Sunday.
Oh, it is Sunday. Yeah, never mind. Sunday. My bad. And finally, our first look at the SPL playoff matchups. Who do you think has the best chance to win it all is something that we're definitely going to look at. But unfortunately, no tease tiers this week. Yeah, no, so there's some other things that we have to kind of take care of. But with that being said, T, many of your season favorites made it into the SPL playoffs.
Yeah.
Without revealing too much, who's the one person that you're still picking?
I've said it all season. Isaac is winning the whole thing.
You don't even want to hide your...
No bias.
Oh my goodness.
No bias at all. The kid has proven it time and time again.
Feels like there's a little bias. But either way, I still have my rooting interest. They made it in, which I'm really, really excited for because I knew he was going to be able to do it. That's just how I feel about it. But there's a couple other people that are going to surprise you that I'm actually interested in as well. So let's go ahead and jump into things. First things first, let's take a look at the SPL standings from Season 4. And this is going to, once again, be representative of before the drop. Now, with this being up there, T, is there anything that stands out to you with the way that the season finished prior to the points being dropped?
Oddly enough, I think playing at Fire and Ice hurt Dylan from getting first, because since they were able to play so many more games doing best of one, it hurt his win-loss record.
I think so too. I think that's actually a really great observation. I kind of noticed that when I was putting together and crunching all of the numbers and seeing where it all wound up going. Dylan wound up playing a total of, I think, 5 more games overall than Carlo. And, I think the best of ones, not being able to tie as often, hurt him as well. I mean, 12 losses on the season is something that definitely is probably up there with some of the more losses. I guess him and his brother, when you look at what the top 14 has to offer. One thing that stood out to me is looking down at the bottom portion of the standings, right? And I'm not talking about all the way down at the bottom where you will find me. I'm talking more about right at the end, 13, 14, 15, 16th, and you look at all of those players right there, and they're all really, really good players.
They're all neck and neck.
The fact is, this is where the drop is going to make a big impact. Now let's go ahead and jump over to the standings with the drops being included. And one thing that you're going to notice is a lot of the top names are going to stay relatively close to their original spot, but at the same time, we see kind of where everything is. Now, first things first, with the end of the season, I think it's, the polite thing to do, the proper thing to do. Congratulations, Carlo. Congratulations, sir. You have become the SPL Season 4 Points Cup champion with an incredible performance, to be honest, earning 90 points over the course of the season, 28 wins, 3 losses, 3 ties, and 86.8% winning percentage, which
disgusting.
Yeah, the rate is phenomenal. Now, Carlo, I
think he had a better rate than me.
Yeah, no, he did. Carlo, this is one of the higher ones. I think Tyler's was relatively close too, but I think Gervin blew Tyler's out the water, realistically. First season, and so on. But either way, Carlo for winning
90.
Carlo for winning the Points Cup champion. or Points Cup trophy. Not only do you get the trophy yourself, but you also get your name added to the list of Hall of Fame, which includes Mike as in there, as well
Mike,
as
Chris Davis.
Yeah, Chris Daddy Davis.
Chris Davis twice.
Yeah, Chris Davis twice, which is phenomenal. So, I mean, those are really great names to have your name up there.
And you get a cool deck box.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I was going to get into. De Castro, you receive a deck box that we wound up getting with all of the funds that everybody put in. You get a first round bye in the SPL Playoffs, as well as you get your name added to the T. Watson trophy, which is pretty cool. So, felicidades, Papi Chulo, you did some great work. T, what impressed you the most about Carlo's season that you know we might not have highlighted?
I like how when it came down to the end, not just Carlo, but everybody started crunching the numbers to see if they could get in. And Carlo showed up on Tuesday, on the very last day, saying, I need to trainer battle someone for 3 points so I can tie Dylan in points after the drops. And he knew his win percentage would get him there. And the man did it. So
yeah, and that in its own right is pretty freaking awesome. The fact that he was able to go in there, and that was the thing that set him apart. And this was I think this had to have been the closest race that we've ever had for Points Cup.
Yes.
I mean, you look back to season 2 where Mike beat Andrew in the trainer battle at the end of the season.
Yep.
But that separated them. But at the end of the day, if Andrew didn't battle, I think Andrew would have finished the season in first place. This one literally came down to the wire. It came down to proper calculation and going in there with the proper mindset.
And mind you, I don't think any of them played each other this season either.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of them that didn't play each other. So what we're going to be seeing in the playoffs is going to be something that's going to be really, really fun and exciting. But yeah, this is just something that's truly really, really cool. Now, T, as we can see, a lot of changes have taken place after the drop. Are you surprised by the top 14? Because you as everybody can see, you're going to look at the full standings. But the top 14, definitely some things that kind of shook out. And remind you, everybody, Henry Thompson is not going to be playing in the championship or in the playoffs, so that's going to bump everybody up. So realistically, when you're looking at this list, you're looking at the top 15 with Henry's drop.
Yeah.
So anything surprise you?
Farnlocker made it in.
Yeah.
Farnlocker made it in.
Farnlocker. And once
Zeke
again,
made it in. Oh, that's crazy.
Now, realistically, Farnlocker
Lestrap didn't make it.
Yeah, Lestrap just missed out.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's the one that I was
I actually thought he was going to slide in at 14.
I was really Lestrap. If those of you who don't know him, he's I guess fairly new to playing with us, but wonderful guy, very funny, very sweet. He like has this really like aw shucks kind of like laughing to him when you talk to him. But we threw the league at him the very first night when he came for the kickoff. He jumped right in. He was all up for it. He did really, really well. I don't think anybody can wave a stick at that and say that this wasn't good. And he's definitely probably going to be up there as a candidate for Rookie of the Year, which is really going to be cool. But yeah, Lestrap just missed out. But we did see 2 other people make it in, which both of them I'm excited about as well. Corey, this is his 3rd season with the league already. And he's done really, really well for the most part. Farnlocker's first season in the league as well.
Gervin's first season.
Isaac's
first season. Isaac.
Zeke making it in as well to 13 is actually really, really funny.
Audrey's technical first season.
Yeah, technically it's Audrey's first season, who also is once again someone that's going to be eligible for Rookie of the Year. Gleason is another one. Cody Bishop who jumped all the way to 4th, and I think he's a sleeper.
Oh my!
I don't know if
goodness.
people realized how well he played throughout the season, but he's sitting there at 82% win rate as well.
29, 6 and 1.
But yeah, I mean, this is going to be one of those seasons that are these playoffs that are going to be so surprising because you see a lot of new people, but you see a lot of staples as well. The Brandhouse have been people that have been in it. Mike is someone that's always in the playoffs. Terry is someone where we always joke heading into the season not talking about Terry enough, but Terry, I think this is his third year in a row.
Yeah, Terry's
Terry just doesn't really miss the playoffs all that much. So this is definitely something to have fun with. We're going to be doing it at Fire Ice. Sounds like we're going to be streaming it as well.
Yep.
Which is going to be super exciting. So you guys are going to be able to catch a lot of the matches that we have. Hopefully we can get some commentary on it as well. We'll see. If not, we'll put something together. But still very, very fun. So is there anything else that you can look at where you're like, oh man, this is going to be good?
Now seeing the standings, just so everybody knows, this is my like first time seeing like the win losses and whatnot. So I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But now getting to see where everyone is going to pair up, I'm seeing some real interesting matchups coming.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get to that a little bit later in the show. Now, with that being said, we'll go ahead and take a break now. What we'll do when we get back is we'll take a look at the top 14 trainers and really kind of just pick a few people and take a glimpse into how they got to where they got. Next on SPL Live. Welcome back to the show, everybody. As we look as the top 14 or everybody is locked into place, we're going to go ahead and take a look what happened throughout the regular season, who emerged from the pack, which was really, really interesting. And looking at the list, T, right, we're looking at the top 14 right now. Which trainer on this list do you feel like has the most to prove heading into Championship Sunday?
Most to prove, I gotta say it's between Carlo and Corey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me why Carlo.
Well, Carlo, in his own words, said winning is all that matters. So
I remember that.
So just to win Points Cup shouldn't be enough for him. I think winning the whole thing should be his ultimate goal, and I think he's got a long road ahead of him.
All right, and that's fair. See, now Corey is somebody that you also mentioned. Corey, backed into the playoffs, very similar to us in the first couple of years that we played. What makes you feel like Corey is the person that has a lot to prove?
I think Corey has a lot to prove, having 2 second places from midseason showdowns.
Yeah, back-to-back seasons. No. JJ was there with Chris Davis last time.
Yeah, but he didn't play that season. So back-to-back seasons for him playing.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so I think he has a lot to prove coming off of those second place finishes, getting knocked out of, I think it was either round 1 or round 2 of the playoffs 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that was me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Corey.
So I think him, grinding it out and making it to top 14, I think he really wants a win under his belt.
So I tend to agree with you. I think for Carlo going in as the number 1 seed, doing as well as he did throughout the season, he definitely has something to prove to be able to go into the playoffs, earn that number 1 seed, and then also lose in his first matchup is definitely not going to be something that he's going to be happy about. And I think that'll kind of put a little bit of a tarnish after all the talking that him and some of the other competitors did throughout the season based off of what location and what store that they were playing at.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that I feel like has a decent amount to prove, Gervin. This is the reason. Gervin, I think, is one of the trainers that has the least amount of losses throughout the season. He finished with, I think, a 92% win rate.
90 on the dot.
Yeah, 90 on the dot, which is insane.
Yeah.
So I think for him to have such a successful season, to do as well as he did, yes, he wound up coming in 5th place, but still to do first season in, him and Zeke working together and stuff like that. I just feel like he has something to prove to everybody to say, hey, look, I was undefeated for the majority of the season.
Yeah.
Nobody really could wave a stick at me. He tripped up a little bit, but I feel like Gervin has a good amount to prove. I mean, we have other trainers in there like Mike Moreno, but I mean, what more can the guy do outside of he's already won the Points Cup. He's won the Trainer Battle Cup. He's won the championship. He's won the midseason showdown. Like the man has accomplished everything that we can accomplish. And the only thing is he doesn't have. No one here so far has 2 championships. From there, but outside of that, I feel like those two, for me, probably have the most to prove heading into this, and that's just my thing. Now, turning the page to a trainer that you already brought up, right? Corey. Corey fought his way back into the playoffs after missing the first 2 weeks of the season. I think many of us probably agree that Corey's one of the more experienced and skilled players in our league, right? I think that's fair to say. Should other trainers be scared about Corey making it into the playoffs?
I think so. I think it raises the level of competition in playoffs, just with how strong of a player that he is.
Okay.
So, I think everybody should be on the lookout.
So, what do you think makes Corey Corey?
Just the way he views the game, the way he thinks about the game, and the way he is able to keep himself calm and make correct plays.
Yeah, no, and I definitely agree with that. Corey's one of, and we 100% claim Corey. That's he's not a Southern California player anymore. He's one of ours.
No, exactly.
And the fact is, when he was here, how well he did in the last regional, one of the last regionals that he played was Sacramento, right, where he wound up making it onto the big table.
Yep.
He wound up. Did he tie with Azul?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like he wound up making some money. Yeah. But I think Corey's been playing for a long time, and like you said, he has a good head on his shoulders. Yeah. His sequencing is really well, figuring out ways to kind of come back from difficult spots in Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon is very much a luck-based game, and when you can play with the skill that he does, similar to you, similar to Mike, similar to Audrey, Henry, a lot of the top players, you can never count them out. Yeah. And I mean, this is clear based off of Corey's performance heading into the end of the season, being able to make it in, someone on the outside looking in, and then eventually, boom, getting to the 13th spot.
And again, mind everyone, he came in missing 3 weeks.
This is
so he came in with his 2 drop weeks already and an extra one.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now, another trainer that backed their way into the playoffs, Farnlocker. So, and this is the way that works once again, guys, is with the news of Henry Thompson dropping out and not being able to make the playoffs. He's gone to big things as well. Farnlocker gets his chance to shock the world.
Yep.
Right? Now, with that being said, because I know we're talking about Farnlocker, but what would a first-round exit mean for Luke Brandau, who finished the season in the third number 1 seed, if he was to lose to Farnlocker?
Oh. I think that'd be rough with him getting third last season. So, I think he's looking to do well. I think he also wants to win very badly, after, making it. I think the Brandos have also made it like every season. Actually, take that back. Luke has made it to the playoffs every single season. Every single season. So, and he usually just does better and better as time goes. So with him making third last season, I know a first round exit would hurt because he wants to win.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I respect Luke a lot. I also respect Farnlocker. I mean, Farnlocker has played a pretty solid season. I mean, nothing flashy. He didn't set the world on fire, but I think he's someone where you really can't count anybody out. He made it in for a reason. Yeah. I still would probably put the odds on Luke to win, just from experience and being a part of our league for so long, as well as playing really, really well at a lot of regionals recently. So this is going to be something where I feel like I'm in agreement with you. Yeah. If Luke was to lose to Farnlocker, I just feel like that would be devastating for him, who's someone once again that has accomplished as much as he has. Yeah. So I'm going to be looking forward to that matchup. I'm I'm really kind of hoping my fingers crossed. It might be the matchup that we have streaming, number one, but then there's a couple of other ones that are really good. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a look at those matchups for the SPL playoffs coming up next, so stay tuned. And we're back. And I think many people are really excited to see the finalized version of the playoff bracket, which is going to be popping up in just a bit. But first, I just want to kind of go over something so people understand how our playoffs work and how they're slightly different than what you would normally see at, say, like a shop or a regional or a 1K, a cup.
This is kind of a doozy.
This is unique for us. Not for sports in general, but just for us, for the TCG. Now, just so everybody understands, the top two seeds of the regular season, so this is going to be Carlo and Dylan, they will be receiving first round buys for their performance throughout the regular season. So that means the remaining seeds 3 through 14, will be duking it out during the first round of the playoff. The highest seeds will always be playing the lowest remaining seeds after each round until the finals.
Correct.
So, to give you guys an example, with, once again, we just talked about it, Luke playing Farnlocker. If Farnlocker was to win that round, Farnlocker would then be paired up against Dylan, the highest remaining seed. Carlo, thank you. Sorry. I'm seeing them on the same bracket.
Yeah.
So they would be then paired up. So yes, the bracket will look the way that it looks with each side, but that's not how it stays. It just looks better than putting it the other way. Symmetrical. It looks nicer. But with that being said, always understand that once the round is over, the lowest remaining seeds will be playing the highest seeds until the final round is over, and then that's when whoever's remaining will be playing. With all of that, let's go ahead and take a look at the matchups. So we'll go ahead and bring it up, and you guys should be seeing this too in just a second, which I know a lot of you guys are going to be super excited about, because these are going to be some doozies of a few matchups. Yeah, right? That says it all. With all this, T, you see the playoff matchups for the first time. They're set in stone. What matchup at this point has you most intrigued?
Oh, my boy Mike's going to have to get a first round exit. That's going to be disgusting.
That's the one. I love it.
Isaac versus Mike. My boy Mike's going to have to get a first round exit. This is going to suck.
It's going to be challenging for him. It's going to be interesting, though, to see how it all plays out. I know you have a lot of faith in Isaac. I know a lot of people are pulling for Isaac. I love the kid. He's very sweet. I think Mike's going to get it. Mike doesn't play when he gets into the playoffs and just going for the jugular. I think that's going to be a really interesting matchup. Another one that I'm really looking forward to is actually Audrey and Terry. I think that matchup is... Terry's a very underrated player, and Audrey does some crazy things, but for the most part, like, she just wins.
Yeah.
She wins a lot. I think that one... I mean, all of these matchups have... For the first round, for we call it the Elite 14, but all of these matchups just have some kind of sizzle to them.
Yeah. Which
is really nice. Now, we can look at the first matchup that we talk about. We can go from 3 down. Yeah. So it's Brandau versus Farnlocker. And what we'll do is we can kind of give a little bit of a early prediction on each of those. I'm going to go with Luke. I feel like he's going to be the odds-on favorite to win that matchup. How are you? Where are you going?
I'm slightly leaning towards Luke just because, again, Luke has made every single playoffs. Luke has a little more experience in this and is, I think, better at preparing for these things. So.
Yeah, and then from there, and that's a matchup that is going to be really, really interesting because a lot of it really kind of depends on what Farnlocker decides to play.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him play super meta stuff, and I've seen him play rogue things that just...
I've seen him play cloth.
Yeah, and there's a portion of me that really is kind of looking at this playoff and going, who's going to be creative and who's going to be the people that are able to smash out the creativeness of other people. Moving from there, Bishop and Laffington.
That's another one.
It's a really great matchup. Because I have a lot of respect for Cody. I think he's a fabulous player. The times that I played him, he's pretty much whooped my ass every single time, except for one time at CCC.
Right.
But Cody is a hell of a player, and I don't know if he's still on Tina or what.
I think so.
Is he still a Tina boy?
Tina boy?
Tina boys. But Corey is my favorite to win. Mm-hmm. My personal favorite. I don't know if you know how this matchup is going to really play out depending on what Corey decides to play.
Yeah.
But this is a good one. I'm going to pull for Corey. I am 10 toes down on that guy. I'm pulling for him every step of the way.
Well, that makes me feel bad because I was also going to say Corey, but Cody is no slouch of a player.
Yeah, he's no one to wave a stick at.
That is definitely going to be a difficult matchup on either side, depending on what both players play. Because even though both players have, played Tina a lot recently, it just comes down to who will be the better player that day.
Yeah. So. Now, moving on to the next matchup, and this is just, once again, these are just quick little highlights or just at a glance. I think this is the most heated one that we're going to see out of everybody.
Great.
Gervin versus Zeke.
Oh my goodness.
These two are the Burton Ernie of the league.
Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, these two have been...
Sorry, Paul Heyman and RVD.
These two have been, attached at the hip. They play together practically everywhere. Zeke wound up actually getting the better of Gervin towards the end. Twice. Being able to beat him out for a trainer battle and a few other things. Yeah. But Gervin was somebody that at the beginning of the season was on fire. Yep. And I'm talking about like NBA Jam. He's on fire, slam dunking stuff, and burning nets left and right. So I feel like this is going to be intriguing just because how much is Zeke in his head? In Gervin's head, be it that he's been able to get the better of him the past few matches, is Gervin kind of playing coy? Is he going like, I know what you're capable of, and I know how to get around everything that you play? It's going to be something that's going to be really, really funny, and I'm looking forward to it. Sandoval and Gleason.
Ooh.
Vince has had a quietly good season,
right? I've only seen Vince for like half this season. And same with Gleason, actually. Whenever I see Gleason, it's not at SPL things. It's usually at, like, challenges and stuff.
Gleason came on crazy towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the top 14 for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he just started popping up left and right.
No, I'm doing these trainer battles. Get me in.
Yeah, no, he's phenomenal in his own right. I really like Vince. I always have. He's been really, really nice to me every time that I've sat down and talked to him. He's very funny. Yeah, so I think both of that. I've never met Gleason myself, or I don't think I have, but I mean, for the most part, I've talked to him through Messenger and stuff like that, and I'm just looking forward to that matchup as well. And then we talked about Mike and we talked about Audrey. Now, or in their matchups against Isaac and Terry.
Yeah.
With all this being said, who's your early favorite to win the entire thing?
All right. If I am
given that you see the matchups now,
if I'm not being biased, the road does look mildly rough for Isaac, and I really want Isaac to win. But if I'm looking at the bracket the way it is right now, I think Audrey has a strong shot at winning.
Audrey definitely has a strong shot at winning. Yeah. Just based off of the way that it is, being right in the middle of everything. She's going to be hitting Terry, who, once again, I think that's going to be a huge challenge in the first round. Yeah. I mean, that one is...
I genuinely think if Audrey can get through Terry, Audrey can win this entire thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you 100%. I still feel like Mike is somebody that also has a very clean path. If he can get past Isaac, who is a wonderful player in his own right, and depending on how the rest of the bracket falls out, you're looking at some pretty decent matchups.
Yeah.
I mean, Carlo and Brandon, or Carlo and the Brandows, and I'm going to say Dylan specifically, their matchup looks rough. The fact that you have Corey, who's a heavy hitter on the bottom of the bracket, is not something that's fun. You have Isaac, who's another one that's at 10 on the bottom of the bracket. If these two are able to make it through the first round, you're not looking
You've got a world of hurt coming.
You are looking at the lower seeds, but they do not play like lower seeds.
Yeah.
And that's something that you kind of have to be careful of, because these guys are good. And this is going to be tough. And that's not to take away from, and Gleason, another person who's actually been really, really good lately.
Yeah.
Zeke, who has been playing really, really good lately.
Yeah.
You look at this, and I feel like if you're on either end of the spectrum when it comes to the brackets, that's tough.
Yeah.
I feel like that center, the 6th, 7th, 8th.
Exactly.
Those are the people that are going to be able to kind of slide through and go cool, I get to play, these two. But that's the funny thing is Mike and Audrey can technically meet up in a match and so on. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the first round plays out, and then from there, we'll kind of get some odds and things like that to see what's going on. But this is going to be a really, really fun playoff.
It's going to be great.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I really hate that I don't get to play.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit disappointed too. But this is the thing. I look at this list, and I like to think that when I can actually focus on playing, I feel like I'm pretty confident in my ability to play. I've only missed the playoffs twice, and that was because season 3 I wound up dropping out because we were focused on trying to do streaming and stuff like that. And then this season I just got caught up with work. Not to make 100% excuses, but they are excuses. And there's only one season that you didn't make the playoffs.
This one,
the one that you didn't play in. So, but once again, going back for me, I look at this list of the players that are here. I don't know who I'm better than to knock them out. Mike whoops my ass when we play here. Audrey has beaten me. Terry has beaten me. Vince has tied me, which I hate him for. Corey, I know, I beat him by cheesing him. That's how it worked. Both the Brandows, I actually beat Dylan a lot, but it's more, once again, because I cheese him with things that he did. The last time we played, I beat him with Wheezing and Crobat against the Lost Box deck.
That was a great time.
So if Farnlocker beats me, I haven't played. David beat me. So I'm looking at this and I'm going man, all of these players are really, really skilled players, and I just don't see where I fit in here.
I'm over here looking at the bracket I only have an L to 2 of these people.
Well, not this season because you didn't play.
Right.
But with that being said, Summer League's coming up, so Money League. Huh? No, we haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
Possibly Money League.
Calm down.
But with that being said, coming up next, it's T's weekly trainer medals. So stay tuned again. Boop. Welcome back, everybody, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Mr. Beast bought some new subscribers. Bought them. Setting us back a little bit, but I still have faith in each and every one of you, and I know we can catch up to him. Most importantly, you, David Gervin, you can help us catch up to him. But more important than any of that, it's medal time. T, take it away.
All right. Obviously, my bronze medal has to go to Corey Lafferton. My guy with a 3-week deficit still slides in to top 14, not even at 14th, made it to 13th. So the man was solid. He played great all season, got his trainer battles in just like we asked everyone else to, and here he is. He made it with an 88.5 win percentage. That's disgusting.
He is.
Oh my goodness.
Corey,
you are a solid player, as solid as they come. This bronze medal is yours. I can't give you silver or gold because obviously there are plenty of trainers above you that definitely deserve them. My silver medal has to go to Dylan Brandow. Now I know second place isn't the best feeling. But Dylan, you have played great all season long, exceptionally well, staying in top 2 pretty much all 11 weeks. So that is a feat of its own, and it is not to be frowned upon. You still get a round 1 bye, and good luck to you in playoffs, because you're going to need it. And then last but not least, our gold medal, Carlo, 1 game only, De Castro. My man coming through, playing 1 game and then letting the rest of the time in. You just can't win against it. You don't have a defense against that. What is it? You scoop early or something? Like, you can't prepare for Carlo. So, Carlo, congrats on getting first.
Congrats, Carlo.
Congrats on your points championship. Congrats on your dead bucks. Congrats on your bye. But also, thank you for coming with the competitiveness that this league wanted to bring out of other people. I've definitely seen it in you all season, and I appreciate you, my guy, for real.
Yeah, definitely. Now, to wrap up the show, everybody, 2 simple announcements. SPL Playoffs take place March 24th at 12:30 p.m. It will be hosted by Fire and Ice. So thank you to the crew over there for helping us out in the tight spot. Thank you, Alex. And then SPL Honors will also be taking place on the same day at the same time for all the trainers that didn't make it into the playoffs.
Yes.
SPL Honors, pretty straightforward. It's a free tournament for everybody that, once again, did not make it into the playoffs.
Yep.
You have a chance to win free packs and stuff like that,
Yep.
as well as the winner of that tournament gets free entry into the following season, which will be season 5. Season 5 of SPL. That's pretty insane. But for now, the show's done for today. We will catch you all again next week. And until then,
see you at locals.
Deuces.